Happy Saturday, everyone. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about... Ooh, I nearly knocked my laptop off my desk. I wanted to talk a little bit more about my post that I did today, talking about if you're lifting the same weights you're lifting on your upper body days, we got to talk about it. That's what I want to talk about today. Because I see it so often in the gym that it breaks my heart, to be honest, because I'm like, girl, you are wasting your time and you are not going to get any stronger and you're not going to grow any muscles or anything if you keep doing this thing. So what did I mean by that? If you are strong enough to lift those weights with your upper body muscles are so much smaller than your lower body muscles. They have less muscle fibers because they're smaller. So when they contract, your upper body isn't as strong as your lower body because there's less muscles to do the thing, to contract and move the thing, right? Like it's like having your shoulders have 10 people trying to lift up a table, and your legs and your glutes have about 1,000 people who are there to help you lift up the table. Think of it like that. Like think you're moving houses and you have to lift your bed. You lift your bed. It's bloody heavy. Your mattress is always super heavy. If you have 2 people lifting a mattress up, it's going to be really heavy. If you have 1,000 people lifting your mattress up, it's going to be so much easier. Well, your shoulders have less people to move the weight. Therefore, their strength capacity isn't as strong because they have less people to move the weight. Whereas your glutes or your legs have like way more muscle. They have way more people involved, so that's why they can lift heavier. So if you are trying to get stronger and build muscle and you are lifting the same weight on your upper body days and your lower body days, your lower body is not getting trained properly, and that's why your glutes aren't growing, because you're not pushing it heavy enough to actually get results. So if you are lifting 5 kilo dumbbells, heck, even 10 kilo dumbbells for some exercises. Lunges, I can kind of see where 10 kilos would be fine. But if you are doing RDLs with 10 kilo dumbbells even, like that's not going to be heavy enough. You need to push your muscle to its limit. Like you want to be like, oh my God, I did not think I was going to get that last rep in. That's the kind of vibe. Not because it's burning, because you literally can't do it. That's the kind of vibe that you want when you're lifting weights. You want to be like, oh my God, I literally nearly died. Like, not really, because you want to make sure your technique's beautiful, but you need to push your muscles adequately in order for them to be stimulated enough for growth. If you just like kind of, tap away at the muscle and you just do a little lightweight, your muscle is not going to respond by growing. It's just going to kind of be like, yeah, whatever, like, it's fine, go away. If you are in school and what if you learned the same thing at school every single year after year after year? Eventually you're going to get bored, you're not going to learn anything new, and you're not going to get any smarter. Whereas when you're at school, you learn something, you build solid foundation, you learn something new, you build a solid foundation, and you keep stacking on those skills every single year. That's why we go from kindergarten to year 12. That's why we have levels. So building muscle is the exact same thing. And so you cannot keep doing the same weight over and over and over and over again and expect to keep building muscle and getting stronger. That is why you're stuck. So pop down your 5 kilo dumbbells, pop down your 2 kilo dumbbells for dear God, and start actually lifting heavy weight according to your muscle. Like, yeah, for sure, like 2 to 5 kilos on lateral raises makes sense. 2 to 5 kilos on a shoulder press, you can go heavier than that, sis. Trust yourself, you can go heavier than that. If you are doing hip thrusts with dumbbells, like 5 kilo dumbbells, you can go heavier than that. I guarantee you can go heavier. The amount of times I've seen girls set themselves up in the corner in the gym, what really kills me, set themselves up in a corner in the gym with 1 pair of dumbbells on a yoga mat, like a thick ass gym mat, and a bench, and then I'm watching them go into like all these different glute exercises, 1 on the foam mat, which is not needed, 2 with tiny little dumbbells, which is not going to get any results, in the corner doing 1 spot. Like, you are paying for that gym membership. Go use all the equipment, go take up space, go use all the equipment, so then you can actually push the weight and grow muscle and get stronger. And also, don't do RDLs on a squishy mat. Like, it's just silly. Just stand on the floor. You don't need to be standing on the mat. You don't need to do your Bulgarian split squats with your foot on the squishy mat. Just go stand on the floor. It's just going to make life easier, and you can push a lot stronger. So get away from that. And you don't need to have one foot on the wall and one foot against the ground. It's just flat feet, strong, firm, push heavy in order to get stronger. And if your upper body can lift it, then your lower body should not be lifting it. It should be heavier. Because, I think my shoulders are getting strong, but my shoulder is this big and my butt is like this big in comparison. I'm probably over exaggerating, but my butt's like this big, my shoulder's this big. There are more muscle fibers in my butt than there are in my shoulder. So no wonder I'm stronger in my lower body than my upper body. So you should not be doing the same weight. It just does not make sense. And you will never get stronger. You will never grow your glutes if you keep doing that and making that mistake. What if you're scared? What do I do? All right, well, today you did 5 kilos. Next time you go in, do 7 kilos. Do 7 kilos, get up to that 10 to 12 rep range. Feels easy. All right, next session, do 10 kilos. Slowly work your way up. You don't have to go from 5 to 30, but you do need to progress every single time you step into that gym. You want to focus on progressing. And then the longer you're in the gym, the smaller the progressions are going to get. So if you're a newbie, your progressions are going to be you're going to jump up pretty quick in a lot of exercises. When you get to the point where I'm at, if I can add 1 rep to each set, it's like a bloody miracle, because when you reach your peak of pushing really, really hard, it does get harder to push, but that's where it's super important just to push it that little bit further so that your muscles have something to adapt to. It's you push it, the muscles need to adapt. You push it, the muscles need to adapt. And if you don't keep pushing it, the muscles just stay here and they do not get any stronger and you don't get any results. So the moral of my rant is put down those light weights, start going heavier. You will not get bulky. Please, look at me, look at my content. Do I look bulky? And I am trying my goddamn hardest to get thick. I'm trying to build muscle, and I've been doing it for years, and I'm eating in a huge surplus. Well, not a huge surplus. I'm eating in a good surplus, and I'm trying my goddamn hardest to actually put on a lot of muscle, and I still don't look bulky at all. And it's taken me a long time to get to the point where I'm at now. So, going a little bit heavier once off will not once off, but starting to go heavier will not get you bulky by any means. What usually the bulk is you're building muscle and you put on body fat, and that combination makes you feel bulky. So then it's a good time to go through a dieting phase. So it's not always it's not the weights. My favorite, I'm digressing, but I love it. I've seen it from a few creators, and it's, being afraid to lift heavy because you're afraid you're going to turn into Arnold Schwarzenegger is like being afraid to drive a car in case you accidentally become a Formula 1 driver, and being afraid to cook because suddenly you'll become a Michelin star chef, and you're afraid to, touch the internet or you'll become a hacker. It's not really how it works. It takes a lot of time and experience and dedication before you get to those levels. So, just being a person focusing on building muscle and getting stronger, you're not just going to trip over and become Arnold Schwarzenegger. It is not how it works at all. It takes a lot of goddamn time and a lot of hard work. Thank you, Sam. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Great name too, by the way. Yes. So ladies, please send this to your bestie. Tell them to put down the light dumbbells and go pick up some heavy weight, and then you'll actually start to see progress in your glute goals, in your upper body goals, whatever muscle group you're trying to target. But your glutes will not grow when you're lifting these tiny little weights, and that is why you're just stuck with a flat pancake butt because of that. So that's my homework for you guys, and I want to know how you're going with it. Just go lift heavier and tell me how you go, and I'll see you in the next one. Have an amazing weekend, everyone.